I'm gonna ask y'all, because I told you this. We gonna have some conversations because a lot of y'all people in this postseason gonna fail, and they failed, boy.
They did.
And some of these boys, they failed, boy. they don't. Giannis like there is no failure. They failed.
They failed.
I like your Giannis voice.
Who failed the worst? Who had the worst failure? Now I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. Because you gotta get the number.
Fine.
Kevin Durant went to a team again. He team hopping. Went to Phoenix. Had all these bad shooting days against Denver. And in Game 6, boy, he was trash. And Kevin Durant, ever since he left Golden State, last year got swept. And this year that boy get out against Jokic and them boys punked that boy in that Game 6. And now to this day, all we thinking is, oh, Steph Curry got a ring without you. Before and after. What have you done? That boy Giannis obviously lost to Jimmy Butler. But with the context, he did miss 1.5 games. Okay. Give you a little context. He won't miss 1.5 games. But still terrible when AC lost. James Harden had a chance to write his name into history and get to that conference finals and finally have a shot to really make it a championship. And he scored 9 points. That man shot in those two great games. He had 40 points plus. And all the other 5 games he shot, his field goal percentage was 25%.
He won a 4-year deal too. 4-year deal after this. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Is it Devin Booker and Chris Paul and that Suns team? And the fact and the matter is that they can never ever succeed ever again after that finals berth because of the fact every time they face these white boys in the second round, these white boys treat them like they children. Is it Doc Rivers and his inability to get to conference finals with Philadelphia consistently blowing these 3-2 leads? Is it Joel Embiid, the only MVP in NBA history to never make it to a conference finals to this day?
Mm-hmm.
These failures, boy. I can't say Steph Curry's failure. Steph Curry, you did fail, okay, but you got plot. You won last year, and they said you lost LeBron. Them Lakers fans were on you. Them Lakers fans say yes. Yes, we beat him. Yes. So, the Lakers fans were very toxic. That was hilarious to watch, and that dog was wrong. But
anybody else?
That's a failure.
Grizzlies.
Is it? Or it could be it's a parade inside my city, yeah. And John Morant and Dylan Brooks. And Dylan Brooks saying, I poke bears. I don't respect until he dropped 40. And then LeBron dropped 20 on them. So it was essentially 40. And the Grizzlies losing 6 games. And then John Morant get caught with a gun. So he might get suspended next year.
Oh my gosh! Damn, John Wick.
Is it Kawhi Leonard with his mysterious torn MCL that came out of nowhere? Paul George getting injured right before the season, and then obviously he played the first 2 games, play amazing, and then just vanished, don't play ever again.
Why can't niggas just fail normally? Like, why can't we have normal failure? Why gotta be like why gotta be just like this terrible? Like, you just be killing fan bases like this, man. Damn, that one has to be demoralizing too, yeah.
Or what about? Or we could do one in the plane. What about Toronto missing on the free throws because DeMar DeRozan's girl or his daughter screaming every time they miss? Like they set a record for free throws missed in that game, in the playing game, because of the fact that some girl was screaming at them every time they missed a free throw. I love failure, boy. Failure good for the soul. So who failed the worst? So I'll give you the names. So I'm gonna give you the names to make it simple. So is it Giannis? Is it Kawhi and his Clippers? Is it the whole Phoenix? Is it Kevin Durant's legacy? Is it Chris Paul and Devin Booker's legacy? Doc Rivers' legacy? Joel Embiid's legacy? James Harden's legacy? Who got the biggest poo-poo on? Because them legacies went downhill. I think Giannis' legacy not that bad from his failure. I think his legacy don't take a hit that bad.
It's the 76ers to me. Somebody in that 76 wanted to add because they was up. And it's like this was a shot too. Like I mean I knew Doc was gonna choke, but I had like a little glimpse of hope. I was like all you gotta do is just win. Just win one more. And it's possible, right? It's possible. They sat because the reason why they won one of those, I think the last game before, when they came back, it was 3-2. I think the reason why they won game 5, but I'm mistaken. Yeah, game 5. They was sagging off him. They were sagging. Al Horford wasn't like picking up off these like pick and pops, and he was just shooting these mid-range shots. And I was like, okay, maybe they keep doing that shit, but obviously they adjusted. So I think it's definitely Joel Embiid shit. Cause this was their shot. They could have definitely beat the Celtics without a doubt in my mind. They had the talent for it, everything they needed for it. They just
But when they lost Game 6, like they were like blowing the league, because Jayson Tatum just like went off all just out of nowhere because plot has to kick in sometime, right? And then like they started like walking, like James and Joel. Even the game's still happening. Like you're still in it. They started walking. They already accepted a loss. Like when it's like 2 minutes, a minute and a half remaining. I'm like, oh no,
Damn.
that's gonna set up for a good Game 7 plot buster. No, your plot's gonna be falling into the trash can. Because I know when you lose like that, y'all gonna be boo booing in Game 7, and they were terrible. PJ Tucker had more points than James Harden.
It's pretty ass. Another reason too, I feel like this is one of those losses. Now you really got to think about the 76ers. Like, where do you go from here? Like, is it that time to like?
Their loss is 10 years to the day from when they hired Sam Hinkie to start the process.
Oh, really? To the day? Wow.
That means that you see how when they write them scripts, they be killing them too.
Hold on. Let's remember that day for next time. Let's write that shit down for 10 years later. Okay, that's not too bad.
Oh my gosh, that's some plot.
And they
oh my gosh, you tell me. Real. They hired. That's how you know. That's how you know you write it years in advance. You know what I'm saying? We got the story finished. But you gotta let the story play out. You know what I'm saying? They hire Sam Hinkie. He goes on an all-time tanking spree. They get Joel Embiid. He's nicknamed The Process. His nickname literally is The Process. He is the best player to come out of that whole entire process thing. Out of all the players they drafted, the Ben Simmons, the Markelle Fultz, the Nerlens Noels, the Jahlil Okafors, all the players they drafted, Joel Embiid is the only one that materialized into a true MVP superstar player, right? They missed on Jayson Tatum like crazy. One of the worst misses you can ever have.
Definitely.
They get Joel Embiid. He becomes a really good player, turns into an MVP level player, consistently gets hold by Jokic in the MVP voting, but he's a really good player. But it turns out that he has no plot whatsoever as well. So all those historically bad tanking seasons, all really matriculating again this guy, Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid, at the age of 30, has still not reached the conference finals. And then 10 years to the day, they have one of their worst losses in a Game 7 with their process, their guy, their MVP. The guy, he finally wins MVP. 10 years later, that guy that you drafted to be the process, he finally gets the MVP award. He finally has his best shot of ever getting to the finals to win the championship. He finally has all these things. He has an MVP level player, or used to be in James Harden. He has everything for him. His team's deep. And he chokes. I guess you're not supposed to tank, guys. I tried it, and I failed miserably. They tried it, and they failed miserably. Hey, don't tank. Just have plot.
That's all it is.